Here's what's happening right now.
A fire and burglary happened at a Birmingham church on the same day. What's expected to happen today as police investigate?
And it's not what one family expected this holiday season. Their Christmas decorations stolen.
First look at our forecast this Monday morning. It's a very mild start. Ashley Gann's busy in the Storm Track Weather Center preparing our accurate forecast.
Tracking all this rain this morning and mild temperatures to boot. It does not feel a whole lot like November. It's the last day of November. Doesn't feel like it. Temperatures right now are actually warmer than our average highs for this time of year. Our highs this time of year should be at around 63 degrees. We're seeing 65 right now in Birmingham, 56 in Coleman with 54 in Hamilton. Scattered showers in and around North Alabama. We'll continue to see this occasional spotty rain through mid-morning and your afternoon. Rain begins to pick up tonight through tomorrow, though. So the next couple of days going to be a little on the soggy side. We can notice that the rain is stretching not only from parts of Mississippi, but all the way up to the Carolinas. That's because of this strong cold front that's going to usher in some much colder air. That colder air is going to have some big impacts on our midweek forecast. The question is just how low will those temperatures be falling? I'll have that answer ahead in your Storm Track 7-day. But first, a look at traffic with Cameron.
Thank you, Ashley, and good morning, everyone. And right now at 5 o'clock, things are looking pretty good. We aren't seeing any delays this morning. Right now, let's take a look at I-65 at Valley Road. You see there's a few people out there, but nothing that's going to cause you any delays. And as far as wet roads this morning, we are seeing some in Hoover. You see right there where that green mass is, around the Galleria on I-65 and I-459. So just take it a little slower this morning if you're in that area. But stay with us because if anything does change, we will keep you updated right here. But for now, let's send it back to the desk.
Right now, we are following some breaking news.
That's right. A shooting investigation is underway in Bessemer this morning. WIAT 42 News reporter Melissa Kim is live on the scene and has the very latest. Melissa?
Yeah, well, good morning, guys. We got here just about half an hour ago. I'm going to step aside so you can see what's going on. Let me just let you know where we are right now. We're at the Woodward Estates Mobile Home Park. That's off Bessemer Superhighway, kind of secluded off from the main highway, just to let you know, kind of give you an idea of where we are. And police have been interviewing people and going in and out of this mobile home here that you can see with the red trailer outside. Now, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is here, Brighton Police is here. We have not been able to confirm anything completely yet, but the homicide unit is here, so you can kind of guess what is estimate what is happening here. We will, of course, work to get you more information as the morning goes on and keep you updated here on the air and on WIAT.com. But for now, we're live in Bessemer this morning. Melissa Kim, WIAT 42 News coverage you can count on.
All right, thanks, Melissa. Also happening today, the suspects charged in the killing of a Miles College student are expected in court. Darius Scott, Daquan Tucker, and Cameron Green are expected in court this afternoon for a preliminary hearing. Now, they're accused of killing Keenan Morris during a robbery last month. Morris was shot to death at the Lloyd Nolan Apartments. The state is seeking the death penalty against the three suspects.
Testimony will resume today in the trial of an Etowah County man accused of killing a 5-year-old. For the second time, Kevin Andre Tolles is on trial. He's accused of beating 5-year-old Giante Glass to death. Glass was found in the trunk of his mother's car back in 2006. Tolles was convicted and sentenced to death in 2009, but that sentence was overturned. Prosecutors say Tolles beat Glass because he brought home a bad grade on his conduct report.
Demopolis police need your help to find a hit-and-run driver. Investigators say a vehicle struck 24-year-old William Reed Sunday morning while he was walking on Bell Grayson Road, and he died at the scene. If you have any information, call the Demopolis Police Department tip line at 334-289-1475.
Investigators plan to talk with a suspect today about a fire and burglary at a Bessemer church. It happened Sunday at the Greater St. Paul CME Church. Senior pastor Leon Parker says he arrived at the church and discovered a homeless man in the kitchen area. The fire at the church started around the same time. The man took off, but police found him several hours later. Investigators believe the fire and burglary are related to that suspect. They also say the fire appears to be accidental.
Main thing is that I'm excited that no one was hurt and that no one was in the church at the time that the fire took place.
There is heavy fire damage in the building's lower level and heavy smoke damage in the sanctuary. Church members had service Sunday on the lawn. Leaders say they're still not sure where their next service will be held. They're asking members to check their website and Facebook page for any updates. Your time now, 5:05. Still ahead on Wake Up Alabama.
A look at the stories breaking overnight, including the latest in a charter bus accident after it overturns, injuring more than 30 passengers.
And details on an overnight arrest in which 2 Nebraska police officers are shot. Thanks for watching Wake Up Alabama, with coverage you can count on.
You're watching Wake Up Alabama on WIAT CBS 42 News.
Well, good Monday morning. I'm Storm Track meteorologist Ashley Gann. I'm tracking rain on this early Monday morning. Light showers from Hamilton to Coleman down towards Jasper right now. Few showers now beginning to move into Gadsden. This is all associated with a strong cold front. This cold front not only bringing us the opportunity for some early week showers, but it's going to bring us a blast of cool air by the middle of the week. But the good news is things really start to dry out just in time for the weekend. Here's a look at how things are shaping up right now. Birmingham seeing temperatures in the mid-60s. Coleman reporting rain, and that rain-cooled air is providing temperatures a bit cooler than Birmingham, mid-50s. But all in all, everywhere is seeing a mild start to the day. Anniston, Alabaster, both in the mid-60s, with Tuscaloosa there sitting at 61. As you're sending those kids off to the bus stop this morning, they will need the light jacket, but the rain jacket, not for the cold air. Temperatures in the mid-60s. Spotty showers early this morning, some scatter rain this afternoon. Better opportunity for rain tomorrow. I'll have a breakdown of the wet weather coming up in your Storm Track 7-day. But first, a look at traffic with Cameron.
Thank you, Ashley, and good morning, everyone. And right now, we aren't seeing anything that's causing any concerns or delays, but there are some wet roads out there that we want to warn you of this morning, like in Hoover right now. That's what this green mask represents, where the roads are wet. And you see along I-65 and I-459 and Highway 31, there are wet roads, so just take it a little slower there. And also, there's construction going on Highway 280. This is supposed to be the last day for it, and this is at Highway 280 at the intersection of Highway 119. This started at 5 a.m. and it will go until 6 p.m. tonight. So be aware of that as well if you're going through that area this evening. Other than that, right now, things are looking pretty good, but stay with us because we'll keep you updated if anything does change. But for now, let's send it over to Steven.
Thank you, Cameron. Breaking overnight, a charter bus overturns, injuring more than 30 passengers. It happened in Chesterfield County, Virginia. Authorities say the bus was carrying 49 passengers and 2 drivers when it crashed. State police say the passengers are students at 3 different Virginia colleges heading back to campus after the Thanksgiving break. 32 people have non-life-threatening injuries, while 1 person was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. New this morning, 2 Nebraska police officers are recovering after being wounded after shots were fired on a call. The department says they were responding to reports of suspicious activity. They found a man with a felony arrest warrant, and while taking him into custody, the man produced a gun and fired shots at the officers. They fired back, killing the man. More officers surrounded a nearby home and took 5 others into custody. The 2 wounded officers have non-life-threatening injuries. We'll continue to follow these stories and much more throughout the morning. Stay connected with us online at WIAT.com or with our free mobile app.
All right, thanks, Stephen. Your time now is 5:10. A family wanting answers after a Grinch steals their Christmas decorations. But first, the investigation shifts to the courtroom as a suspect in the Planned Parenthood shooting goes before a judge, where the investigation stands next. You're watching Wake Up Alabama this morning with coverage you can count on.
You're watching Wake Up Alabama on WIAT CBS 42 News.
New details emerging about the man accused of killing 3 people, including a police officer, at a Planned Parenthood clinic in Colorado.
The 57-year-old suspect is expected in court today. National correspondent Mark Meredith brings us the latest.
This morning, investigators are still hard at work at the Planned Parenthood clinic here in Colorado Springs, trying to understand what led to Friday's shooting. But the attention today will shift from where we are here to the courthouse, as the suspect in Friday's brutal assault will make his first court appearance. Behind the police tape, the work continues for investigators who since Friday have poured through every single detail of the attack inside this Planned Parenthood clinic. Just outside the crime tape, dozens of people like 9-year-old Luke continue to come by to pay their respects for the 3 people killed, and specifically for Officer Garrett Swassey, shot and killed while trying to save lives.
We put down 2 sets of flowers and 2 candles.
This weekend brought plenty of speculation on a possible motive, including if the attacks are connected to the suspect's opinions on abortion. However, police aren't discussing details as they investigate 57-year-old Robert Deere's past. We're about 90 minutes away from Colorado Springs where the clinic shooting happened, and this is where police tell us the suspect has lived for the last several months. You can see it's a trailer in remote Colorado, and on the outside there's no obvious signs of what may have led to Friday's attack. While there's not much around the suspect's home, those who live in the small rural community of Hartselle, Colorado are just as shocked.
It wasn't nothing you see in Hartselle every day by no means.
Walter Smith watched over the weekend as police combed through his neighbor's trailer. Now he's got plenty of questions of his own.
I've never really seen him. I've just seen him come and go from his property.
Does it make you feel any different about living out there?
No, not really.
Meanwhile, back in Colorado Springs, life is slowly getting back to normal as the case against Robert Deere will start with his first court appearance Monday afternoon. This morning, the area around the clinic has started to get a little bit back to normal. What was once roped off is starting to allow people back in. But when you speak to people in this community, it's certainly not back to business as usual, as they still have just as many questions as investigators do. Reporting this morning in Colorado Springs, I'm Mark Meredith for the Media General Television Group.
Well, around Alabama, you've probably heard of cases of packages being stolen from porches. But what about this? A family in Mobile had their Christmas decorations stolen. The Sullivan family says someone stole 2 Christmas inflatables, outdoor trees, and lanterns from their yard Friday morning. Their security cameras actually captured a man in the act. The Sullivans filed a police report, but they say all they want is for someone to bring those decorations back so that they can move forward.
We have a 3-year-old who is distraught that door is missing.
Kind of unsettling to think that they steal Christmas decorations. You know, it's kind of like, what kind of person would do that?
Now, the Sullivans say this is not the first time someone has taken something that did not belong to him or her. They say someone went through their neighbor's garage recently.
Switching gears to our weather, and we've known it's been coming for days, and we're starting to get that rain. That's why it's so moist and warm outside.
Yeah,
right?
It's a muggy start to our Monday. Can't believe we're rounding out November. Here's what I'm tracking to kick off the week. Those morning showers will continue overnight through your Tuesday, finally clearing out by Wednesday, but that's when the cool down begins because all of this rain is associated with a pretty powerful cold front. Now, it's not going to bring us any severe weather. It's just going to bring us rain. It's really going to be more of a nuisance more than anything on this Monday. And the reason why, the rain is hit and miss, and that's almost sometimes the worst kind of rain because you could go into the store, it's dry as a bone, you ditch the umbrella, leave it in the car, and then you come out and the rain is falling, and that's exactly what we're going to see today, the occasional showers. So I would say just stay prepared for the wet weather. Again, here's where that cold front is setting up right now, from East Texas all the way up towards the Ohio Valley, and behind that cold front, that's where we're going to see some very dry, cold air that will settle in by the middle of the week. Scattered showers primarily in North Alabama today. I think the heaviest rainfall stays along and north of that I-20 corridor, but let me zoom in and show you where we're seeing that rain in our neck of the woods this morning. Hamilton, Hackleburg, Haleyville, and Double Springs, we're starting to see those light showers. Most of the rain is confined along Highway 278 right now, although we are starting to see some of that rain emerge from Fayette up towards Winfield along 43. Moving eastbound, Coleman seeing some heavier pockets of rain, and now we're starting to see that rain nose its way towards Gadsden. Staying fairly dry along the I-65 corridor other than a rogue shower or two. I did have to use the windshield wipers this morning just for a brief moment on my way into work. So the Birmingham Metro will see a couple of showers here and there, but it gets drier and drier the further we move south. So Tuscaloosa over towards Clanton, very limited rainfall chances for today. Otherwise, seeing a cloudy sky and mild temperatures, highs today in the 70s. But look at the cold air blanketing the nation. It's very easy to identify where that cold front is. And look at that big jump in temperature. St. Louis is at 40, whereas Birmingham sitting at 64 at this hour. We have some 50s up north. That's primarily rain-cooled air with all of the rain overnight and early this morning for Hamilton, Jasper, and Coleman. Those temperatures are staying in the 50s where we haven't seen quite as much rain. Temperatures are much more mild in the low to mid 60s. 65 now in Alabaster. 71 for your high today. That high will occur this afternoon, but not going to see a huge warm up from where we are this morning. Again, cloud cover is going to keep us pretty much from seeing a big warm up. Overnight 60 degrees, so fluctuation in temperatures over the next 24 24 hours, not going to be all that impressive. Here's a look at that rainfall for the rest of today. We could see some gaps here and there, but check this out. By early tomorrow through the afternoon tomorrow into Wednesday, that's when that rain begins to transition to the east and to the south, and that's where we'll be keeping a very close watch to the sky. But after that rain starts clearing our area Wednesday, those temperatures begin falling. Morning lows drop into the upper 30s for your Thursday and Friday mornings, but the sun shines back in full supply as we round out the week and head into your weekend. That's a look at your Storm Track 7-day. Now a look at traffic with Cameron.
Thank you, Ashley, and good morning, everyone. And right now, things are looking pretty good as far as concerns and delays go. We aren't seeing any. Right now, let's take a look at I-65 at Highway 31. You see there are just a few cars out there, but nothing that's going to cause you any slowdowns right now. The main thing, though, is wet roads that are south of Birmingham in areas like Hoover and southwest going towards areas like Tuscaloosa this morning on the roads and interstate, so just take it a little slower this morning. Other than that, things are looking good, so let's take a look at some of your drive times for those of you heading out the door right now. From Chelsea to downtown this morning on Highway 280, you're looking at a 22-minute drive. From Hoover to downtown on Highway 31, about 18 minutes, and just 10 minutes to Malfunction Junction from Hoover on I-65. But stay with us, because if anything does change this morning, we will keep you updated right here. But for now, let's send it over to Stephen and Lillian.
Thank you, Cameron. Time now 5:21. Spending time with a newborn just got easier for employees at one company. Find out which one just made a major announcement regarding parental leave.
But first, 'tis the season for joy, but not for everyone. How to avoid those holiday blues, coming up next.
Wake Up Alabama with coverage you can count on continues in a moment.
You're watching Wake Up Alabama on WIAT CBS 42 News.
The holidays are usually synonymous with a joyful time, but that's not the case for everyone. So how do you help a family member or a friend dealing with the holiday blues? Here with those answers, clinical psychologist Dr. Josh Claypo. Thanks for joining us on a very important topic for many people.
It is.
First, talk about what is the holiday blues, what causes them, and is it the same as depression?
Well, people are real quick to go from holiday blues to depression, and they are two very different things. Depression is much more serious. Holiday blues are kind of that feeling of not being in it with the holidays and feeling stressed, kind of feeling out of it, and it's no fun for the individuals experiencing it, but it's also not fun for family members who are watching somebody suffer from it. So it's not as bad, but it's something that can definitely bring the holidays down.
So what can people do? Those watching and knowing someone who goes through that, they want to help. What can they do to cheer someone up?
Well, that's the thing. They always try to just cheer somebody up. You know, come on, snap out of it, just be happy. And for someone experiencing the blues, a lot of times trying to pep them up is not the way to go. Number one is really to show concern. Let them know that you are concerned that they're not feeling right, that they're not feeling great, and give them the permission that it's okay. A lot of times people who are experiencing the blues feel guilty, frankly, that they're not feeling happy. So letting them know you're concerned and letting them know that it's okay is the first place to start.
And what else? I know staying involved and checking in on them, right?
Checking in on them. So you're trying to involve the person in the holiday activities. You want them to come and go to events. You don't want to push too hard, because it really can push somebody away. But letting them know that the invitation is open, letting them know that they can come with you to events, and if they don't want to, a phone call, an email. Not all the time, but again, just letting them know that things are going to be okay and that you're there in case they want to engage.
And the importance of being a good listener, right? Listening to what they have to say, not being so quick to say something yourself.
You would be amazed at just letting a person know who has the blues that it's okay to talk to you about not feeling happy will make them feel better, because again, they feel so guilty that they shouldn't feel bad. You let them know that they're going to feel that it's okay to talk to you, you'll do wonders for them.
How do you know, though, if it's more serious? What are some signs to look out for to know that it's more than the holiday blues?
Just a few things you want to look out for. If somebody is really unable to get out of bed, they're not able to leave their house, if they're talking about feeling hopeless, if they're talking about taking their own life, if it's those kinds of things, then your chances are that you're really focusing on something that's more focused on depression. You want to contact a primary care physician, mental health professional, or in real emergent cases is when you want to take someone to an emergency room. That is rare, but it is different and more serious than the blues.
That's great advice. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, back over to you.
All right, guys, thank you. Facebook is extending parental leave for its employees worldwide. The expansion comes on the heels of CEO Mark Zuckerberg's announcement that he's taking 2 months of leave after his first child is born. That's going to be born pretty soon. A new parents will receive 4 months of paid baby leave, no matter their gender. The company used what else but Facebook to announce this change. Facebook has been a leader in Silicon Valley when it comes to tech companies offering competitive parental leave. Now, Zuckerberg said in a post that studies show when working parents take time to be with their newborns, outcomes are better for children and families.
Also getting a longer break than usual, Volkswagen employees. The embattled automaker is giving many German workers an extra long holiday break. The company says it will close almost all German plants on December 17th. Most employees will be off until mid-January. VW says there are several reasons behind a long vacation, including maintenance and workers meeting production targets early. The company also wants to give factory workers a fresh start to 2016 following months of bad news. Volkswagen sales have plunged since the company admitted to rigging pollution tests on as many as 11 million vehicles.
Well, they say diamonds are a girl's best friend, and the price tag on this friendship really is priceless. It's the biggest diamond unearthed in a century. It was found in Botswana, and the gem is so huge that the company that found it can't even put a value on it. That's because the rock is too big for computer analysis. Now, some analysts suspect that the 1,100 plus carat gem is worth about $66 million. Jewelers will now have to rely on their knowledge and trained eye to agree on a value for this particular stone. Oh my goodness. Now, would you feel too much pressure if you owned something like that?
Probably, considering it's probably worth $60 or $70 million. Yeah, that's a little pressure, no doubt.
Oh, absolutely. Well, changing gears a little bit, we are hearing that we do have some breaking news this morning that we are following.
That's right, it's in Bessemer where a shooting investigation is underway right now. Our Melissa Kim is live at the scene where she has been this morning and joins us now with the very latest. Melissa?
Yeah, good morning, Stephen and Lillian. We can now confirm that this is indeed a homicide. We have actually seen a body on the ground over here. Obviously not going to show you that, but we are going to kind of show you what is going on here right now. Obviously still a very active scene. And within the half hour, we saw two more vehicles from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department driving, including the evidence collections unit. So again, we're still trying to figure out what exactly happened here, but we can indeed confirm again that it is a homicide investigation. Just to give you an idea of where we are at the Woodward Estates Mobile Homes Park. That's off of Bessemer Superhighway. It's kind of off the highway a bit, kind of back towards in a more quiet area. So again, we will keep you updated on WIAT.com and here on the air. But for now, we're live in Bessemer this morning. Melissa Kim, WIAT 42 News coverage you can count on.
Thank you, Melissa. Well, you know what? It's feeling really mild today.
Not a typical November morning. Yeah. We're almost into December, but it's in the 60s this morning.
That's right. Temperatures right now are actually warmer than our average highs for the day. So putting that in perspective, here's a look at the temperature map as we speak. 65 in Birmingham with 62 down in Peach Country. Those 50s from Coleman back towards Hamilton, that's rain-cooled air. Cool-ish, I guess. It's all relative, really. Here's where that rain is setting up right now. From Hamilton up towards Haleyville, including Double Springs over towards Coleman, and then sliding down towards Jasper, seeing some light showers. And you'll notice just a few pockets of rain from Tuscaloosa back through Birmingham. All of the rain, though, associated with this very strong cold front. This cold front's going to start moving into the deep south, and behind the cold front, very dry, cool air will be moving in. That means temperatures will be taking a tumble as we head through the middle of the week. For today, 70s from Birmingham down towards Utah and Centerville. Isolated showers are possible. I expect most of that rain to be along and north of that I-20 corridor. Places like Gadsden and Aniana, seeing the showers, that will keep temperatures in the 60s. Where we only see a hit and miss shower, temperatures low to mid 70s. 74 for the high today down in Clanton. And I'll have a detailed look at just how cold things are going to get. That's all ahead in your Storm Track 7-day. But first, a look at traffic with Cameron.
Thank you, Ashley, and good morning, everyone. And unfortunately, right now, we do have an accident to report on Huffman Road this morning. This is at 13th Avenue Southwest, so just give yourself extra time if you're going through that area this morning. And also, I just want to let people know about the wet roads in Coleman this morning along I-65 and Highway 31, so take a little slow there this morning as well. And look at some of your drive times for those of you heading out the door right now. From Trussville to Mouth-Function Junction, about 12 minutes. Leeds to Mouth-Function Junction, about 11. And you see if you're driving to Hoover this morning from McCullough or Trussville, things are looking pretty good for you. But stay with us because if anything does change, we will keep you updated right here. But for now, let's send it over to the desk.
Thank you, Cameron. Hoover police say they've captured a man behind several gas station break-ins. 21-year-old Joshua Sanders is charged with burglary and faces additional charges. Earlier Sunday morning, Hoover police found 21-year-old Sanders hiding in the bushes near the Shell station on John Hawkins Parkway. They believe he broke into the store and took off with the cash drawer and cartons of cigarettes. He is accused of robbing that same store earlier this month. Police say Sanders is also suspected of 4 other burglaries in the city since October.
Continuing coverage of a story that we brought you on Friday on WIAT 42 News, Hoover police say that they have located the vehicle belonging to a suspicious person thought to have been trying to lure 2 children into his car. Now, Friday, 2 brothers in the Scout Creek subdivision told police that they were approached by a man in a black Audi who tried to get them into the car. Sunday afternoon, police say they located the person, and after interviewing him, they say they believe there was no criminal act or malicious intention. And Birmingham police have not released the name of the victim in the city's latest homicide. Officers were called to the 900 block of the 1st Street West around 8 p.m. last night. They found a man with a gunshot wound. He was lying in the middle of the street. He died on the scene. Investigators believe the man was in an argument with another man before he was shot. The gunman drove away before police arrived. So if you have any information on this case, call Crime Stoppers at 254-7777.
Walker County Sheriff's deputies expect to charge 1 person with murder after a shooting in Jasper over the weekend. Ronald David Kell is facing charges of possession and giving false information to an officer. He's now being investigated for the shooting death of his cousin. 45-year-old Scott Downs. A woman with the victim was also injured in that shooting, but is expected to recover. Your time now, 5:34. A popular NFL player announces he's retiring.
And still ahead, find out who it is as we look at the stories trending online this morning. Plus, a new album from the Pope Francis is dropping today. What? Find out what you can expect after the break.
As we head to break, a live look there from the breaking news we are following out of Bessemer, a homicide investigation going on as we speak. Live reports coming up as you're watching Wake Up Alabama with coverage you can count on.
You're watching Wake Up Alabama on WIAT CBS 42 News.
Good Monday morning. I'm Storm Track meteorologist Ashley Gann, and light showers starting to fall for some in our viewing audience, but not everyone. It's really the case of the haves and the have-nots today. Cold front is to blame for this wet weather, but behind that cold front, much chillier air will be rushing in. That arrives by the middle of the week. We'll still have to make it through a couple of days of some rain. Today is the beginning. Tomorrow we'll actually see some heavier pockets of rain. Okay, here's where the rain is setting up right now, all the way from Double Springs over to Coleman, right along this 278 corridor, and that's stretching now into Gadsden, starting to nose its way into Gadsden. As we look southbound, we are also seeing a few light showers in the Birmingham metro. The direction of the rain, though, is off to the north and to the east, so we're not going to see this really scoot very far south today. Maybe the occasional shower through our central communities, but I think most of the rain today stays along and north of I-20. Things really start to clear out by the middle of the week, and if you'll be cheering for if you're going to be cheering this weekend, I should say, I'll have a detailed look at that SEC championship forecast and what you can expect for the end of the week. All that's ahead in your Storm Track 7-day, but first, a look at traffic with Cameron.
You, Ashley, and good morning, everyone. And right now, the two things that we're looking at that are causing any delays are rain, which is wet roads, and also that accident that is on Huffman Road this morning. It's in the northbound lane. It's at 13th Avenue. So if you have to go through that area, give yourself extra time or find a different route to go around that this morning. But there is construction work that's going on that I do want to warn you about. That's in Alabaster. It's a long-term construction project that causes major delays every day. This is along I-65 northbound at Highway 31 to the Tank Farms exit. So if you can, take Highway 31 or Highway 119 to get around that this morning. Other than that, things are looking pretty good right now. So let's take a look at some of your drive times for those of you who are heading out the door right now from Chelsea to downtown on 280. Things are looking good, just 21 minutes. Valley Door Road, University Boulevard, just 19-minute drive. And if you're heading to Malfunction Junction this morning from either Trussville or Leeds on I-59 or I-20, just a 12-minute drive, so you can't beat that. And for those of you traveling on I-65 northbound this morning from Calera to the Tank Farms exit. You're looking at an 11-minute drive right now, just 20 minutes to Hoover, and all the way to downtown, just a 30-minute drive. So things are looking pretty good across the board, but stay with us because if anything does change, we will keep you updated right here, so stay with us. But for now, let's send it over to Stephen and Lillian.
Thank you, Cameron. Time now, 5:39.
Now, the biggest holiday shopping weekend of the year continues today with Cyber Monday. Now, the National Retail Federation says 121 million shoppers plan to shop for bargains online today, but retail sales show that it may have already started. Now, in-store sales for Black Friday were down this year because more people did virtual shopping. Stores like Walmart, JCPenney, and Best Buy kicked off cyber sales early on Sunday, and then the year marks 10 years since the first Cyber Monday. Shoppers are expected to spend $80 billion in stores and online throughout the weekend. And Lakers star Kobe Bryant has announced his retirement. Bryant said in a poem posted on his website that he'll leave at the end of the current NBA season. The 37-year-old wrote, "This season is all I have left to give. My heart can take the pounding, my mind can handle the grind, but my body knows it's time to say goodbye." Now, Bryant is a 5-time NBA champion, and this is his 20th season. And finally, Adele isn't the only big star releasing an album just before Christmas. Pope Francis dropped his progressive rock album titled Wake Up Friday, and no surprise, it's getting great reviews. The album features original compositions and synth sounds mixed with sound bites from some of the Pope's recorded speeches. Now, themes included on the album include some of those near and dear to the Pope's heart, like peace, nature, attention to the needy, and also faith and family. Wow. I cannot wait to hear what that sounds like.
We knew that this pope was down with the people. He's a people's pope, but my goodness, he's dropping albums.
This takes it right to the next level. That's pretty exciting stuff.
Yep.
Well, your time right now is 5:41. 2 presidential candidates are coming to Alabama. Find out who and where they will be speaking ahead.
But first, a plea from the owner of a local horse farm. The equipment stolen and why she needs it returned quickly. Next.
You're watching Wake Up Alabama with coverage you can count on. There's a look at some breaking news we're following. More on that after the break.
watching Wake Up Alabama on WIAT CBS 42 News.
Hundreds of dollars of equipment is missing from a horse farm in Clay, and the owners tell us it was stolen over Thanksgiving weekend, and now they're pleading for those items to be returned. WIAT 42 News reporter Brittany Bivens has the story.
Saturday morning, Sandy Mazzocco walked the grounds of Finish First Stables.
Over this way.
What she didn't see caught her attention.
Well, Mickey's $300 show bridle that was hanging right here inside the door, and 2 other show bridles over there.
They were missing.
I was kind of heartbroken because it's taken years to gather all this stuff together, and we've had so many kids come out here that all of us don't have a whole lot of money, so we kind of pull together our resources and buy the show equipment, or people have given us some stuff.
Mazzocco has about 15 horses on the farm where kids learn to ride and show them. Kids like Mickey Gilmore, who started the program about a year ago.
Me doing the best I can, knowing that I've done something, is just amazing.
Now the equipment she needs to compete is gone.
It's not easy to replace. It's a little bit hard. We don't have the money for it.
Saddles and bridles and show halters and a generator and spurs and air tanks.
Now Mazzocco and Gilbert are asking whoever took it to bring it back, and everyone else to keep an eye out for the missing items.
I prayed last night and I said, Lord, if I get anything for Christmas, I just hope it's the stuff that was stolen.
In Clay, Brittany Bivens, WIAT 42 News coverage you can count on.
If you have any information on the thefts or the stolen items, you are asked to contact the Clay Police Department.
Republican presidential hopeful Marco Rubio is coming to Alabama. The Florida senator will hold a public rally in Guntersville tomorrow. The rally is part of a Sweep Through the South campaign. He's expected to attend 2 private fundraising events while he is here. And Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton will also be in the state tomorrow. Clinton is expected to headline an event marking the 60th anniversary of the Montgomery bus boycott.
Icy weather in the Midwest is to blame for power outages and slick roads. Nearly 200 weather-related accidents have been reported just in the Texas Panhandle since an ice storm began on Thursday night. Emergency crews have asked residents to stay home as the storm has moved across Texas, Kansas, and Oklahoma.
Wow, we have a system moving our way, but is it going to look anything like that?
It won't look like that. It's the same system, but it's really lacking luster now that it's reaching us here in Alabama. So here's what I'm tracking on your Monday. It's not ice and it's not freezing temperatures, but it is going to get cooler. Morning showers today, followed by a rainy Tuesday, and then we'll kind of cinch things up with this weather system with a big midweek cool down. Here's where the rain sits at this hour. We're looking at light showers all the way from Hamilton into Double Springs and Coleman. A few light showers from Birmingham back towards Bessemer, Fairfield, into Tuscaloosa, right along I-20 there. And we're also starting to see some lighter rain nose its way into Gadsden. All of this is associated with this cold front. This cold front's beginning to sweep its way into the deep south. And as it crosses Alabama, this dry, cooler air back behind the front is going to invade, and temperatures are going to be dropping very quickly. Zooming into the wet weather right now, Sulligent to Winfield, seeing a bit of a gap in the wet weather right now, and you'll notice that some of the showers are even beginning to taper as they slide off to the north and to the east, and that's true for Aniana all the way down towards Springville. Warrior starting to see some dry air at this time, but we will start to see a little, again, hit and miss showers. This is not something that it's going to be widespread. So I'm keeping coverage at about maybe 40 to 50%. That means coverage of our viewing area. It doesn't mean that one location will have a 40 to 50% chance of rain. It just means that there will be half of our audience that sees no rain at all today. Most of that is south of 20, where we'll see most of that dry air. Although, look at the Galleria to Alabaster right now. Some rain beginning to fall, so just be careful along 65 if you're heading up into the Birmingham metro from Alabaster. Cloud cover today, mild temperatures, noontime temps close to 70, but cold air is back behind this front. That's already starting to nose its way in just to our west. Now, rain cooled air from Coleman, Jasper to Hamilton, where temperatures are in the 50s, but low to mid 60s for our eastern counties. I'll keep Hamilton and Coleman in the 60s today, but otherwise, I think most places hit 70, if not warmer. Look at Centerville in Utah, lower 70s today. We could be seeing 74 in places like Clanton, Sylacauga, and 73 in Alexander City. Again, lighter rain from Gadsden to Aniana, keeping those temperatures in the upper 60s. When you don't see the rain, you will see the cloud cover today, but check out what happens tomorrow. We are going to watch this rain begin to scoot across North Alabama, and that means that we could be in for some soaking rain for your Tuesday, but finally clearing out of here for your Wednesday. That's some good news, and those skies clear out just in time for the end of the week. And for anyone heading to Atlanta this weekend, you may be saying roll tide on Saturday, and that means sunshine for your tailgating. Mild temperatures, but good news, even though it may be a cool 57 outside, it's a balmy 72 inside the dome. After the game, chilly though, clearing sky, temperatures there in the upper 40s. And after our midweek rain clears out, we are in for an end of the week cool down with sunshine back in full supply just in time for your weekend. That's a look at your Storm Track 7-day forecast. And now a look at traffic with Cameron.
Thank you, Ashley, and good morning, everyone. And right now, for the most part, things are looking good. Let's take a live look at the Highway 31, Highway 280 interchange. Well, actually, right now with the weather conditions, you really can't see anything. So let's get back to the maps. Just be aware of the wet roads, especially along I-65, because they are going to be slippery, so just give yourself plenty of extra time. And also that accident on Huffman Road at 13th Avenue still hasn't cleared, so give yourself extra time there as well. Other than that, things are looking good, so let's take a look at some of your drive times for those of you heading out the door right now. If you're heading to Malfunction Junction this morning, from Calera on I-65, 30 minutes looking good. And from McCalla and Fultondale, things are looking good there as well. But stay with us if things change. We'll let you know. For now, let's send it over to Stephen and Lillian.
All right, thanks, Cameron. Your time now is 5:50. Still ahead on Wake Up Alabama.
How one woman's choice to swipe right on a dating app finds her a life-saving match.
The Alabama Crimson Tide clinched the SEC West. They're headed to Atlanta for the SEC Championship game. We'll hear about Nick Saban, what the focal point is coming up this week, plus Auburn. That big tip play, we'll talk about that and how Jason Smith reacted to his team's grit coming up next in your morning sports.
You're watching Wake Up Alabama this morning with coverage you can count on.
watching Wake Up Alabama on WIAT CBS 42 News.
29-13. That was the final score of the Iron Bowl, and while Alabama won, Auburn never stopped fighting. With the win, Alabama clinched the SEC West and will now face Florida in the SEC Championship game in Atlanta on Saturday. The season not over. The job is not done. Nick Saban hammers home the focus for this team moving forward.
It's still, to me, their legacy as a team is going to be about how they finish. And I think they understand that.
15 seasons, 145 wins, and 2 SEC titles later, Mark Richt and Georgia are parting ways. It comes as a surprise, but not even to Nick Saban, who questions what this profession is coming to, that a 9-win season is pretty good. Saban also said Alabama hasn't been contacted regarding Tide defensive coordinator Kirby Smart, who is a top target right now at Georgia. Our Coke Zero Athlete of the Week belongs to Auburn receiver Jason Smith. It didn't buy Auburn the win, but it sure did earn them some cool points. Prayer and Jordan-Hare 2.0 with the tip pass from Jeremy Johnson en route to a 77-yard touchdown. He talks about his team's fight to the finish.
We played a good game, you know, and we stayed in. We did what we had to do. He said, keep playing to the fourth quarter, and we never give up. That's what we did.
Right now, many projections have Auburn playing in the Birmingham Bowl on December 30th. All right, let's go to the hardwood. We got some hoops, and how about this? Alabama knocking off their second-ranked team in 1 week last night. They defeated 17th-ranked Notre Dame 74-73 in Orlando. It was just Friday they dropped 20th-ranked Wichita State. As Avery Johnson says, folks, buckle up. And Kobe Bryant, he will buckle up his basketball career after this season. He's decided to retire after spending 20 seasons with the LA Lakers. Guys, back.
All right, thank you, Lauren. Alabama fans are preparing for the SEC Championship, and so are some Tuscaloosa souvenir shops. The Alabama Express store is hoping to capitalize off the game and sell a lot of T-shirts that celebrate Alabama's win over Auburn. The store ordered 300 shirts. They've already sold half of them, and the stores are planning to order 300 more.
All right, we've got a highlight on health for you this morning. There is a new era that's beginning in nutritional warnings this week. Chain restaurants in New York will start putting a special symbol on highly salted dishes. So this is the first of its kind, and it takes effect tomorrow. It will require a salt shaker emblem on some sandwiches, salads, and other menu items that go over the recommended daily limit of 2,300 milligrams of sodium. So that's about a teaspoon. Now, health officials are expected to discuss the new symbol more today.
It's been almost a month since Halloween, but one girl is finally putting on her costume and hitting the candy trail.
Trunk or treat!
Hello! This is little Molly. She got sick just after her 3rd birthday and spent around a month in the hospital. What started as pneumonia diagnosis turned into a few surgeries and even more complications. Now the 3-year-old is finally well enough to go trick-or-treating, thanks in part to a simple Facebook request from her mother.
The response was overwhelming. I mean, within about 15 minutes, there were 60 houses, 60 families that offered to let us come over and trick-or-treat.
Molly dressed up as Rapunzel for the big day. Some people even waited to put up their Christmas decorations so they could keep their Halloween spirit for Molly.
A Florida woman's online search leaves her with an unexpected and much needed match. Rika Bragan met Jennifer Thomas on the dating app Tinder. Erica suffers from polycystic kidney disease and was in need of a donor. After a few conversations, the women became fast friends and eventually discovered that they had something else in common, a matching kidney. Erica underwent surgery last week and is recuperating at home this weekend. She's surrounded by family and also Jennifer.
I hope that they'll keep me because I love everyone that I've gotten to meet through this whole experience. It's really changed my life.
Now both women are teaming up to help spread awareness about the disease. Now thanks for joining us this morning. Time now is 5:58.
Here's a look at what's ahead on Wake Up Alabama this half hour for you. 3 people charged in the shooting death of a Miles College student are expected in court today.
And also the man charged in the Colorado Planned Parenthood shooting is set to appear before a judge today. What we know so far. All right, right now we are following some breaking news. Let's get right to it.
A homicide investigation is underway in Bessemer this morning. WIAT 42 News reporter Melissa Kim is live on the scene with the very latest. Melissa?
Yeah, good morning, Stephen and Lily. And some new information for you this half hour. I have spoken to a deputy from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office who tells me that the victim is a man. I'm going to step aside right now so I can show you that it's still a pretty active scene here. The evidence collection unit is here from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. And I actually spoke to a neighbor who lives right down the road off camera. And he tells me early this morning he heard a bunch of noises that sounded like fireworks, followed by police, seeing police lights coming into this neighborhood. Again, a homicide investigation here at the mobile homes in Bessemer. We will, of course, continue to keep you updated here on air and also on WIAT.com. But for now, we're live in Bessemer this morning. Melissa Kim, WIAT 42 News, coverage you can count on.
And good Monday morning. I'm Storm